Game of Thrones. The journey of Daenerys Targaryen. Orphaned by war, Daenerys Targaryen grew up in exile. Now she plans her revenge from a world away. Flight from Dragonstone. During the height of Robert's rebellion, Daenerys' mother, Queen Rhaella, abandoned King's Landing for the safety of her family's ancestral seat at Dragonstone. Pregnant with Daenerys and carrying her son Viserys in tow, Rhaella survived while Robert's armies sacked the capital and exterminated the Targaryen line. The queen gave birth to Daenerys at Dragonstone, and then died shortly thereafter. To save the children from the same fate of their murdered young cousins, Rhaella's loyalists smuggled the infant princess and her brother across the narrow sea. Seeking refuge in Pentos. Daenerys and her brother grew into their teens as exiles in the free cities of Essos. Eventually they found the support of Magister Illyrio Pates, a wealthy Pentoshi merchant, who recognized the value of installing a sympathetic king on the Iron Throne. With the Magister's help, Viserys wed his sister to a powerful Dothraki horse lord, Khal Drogo. Daenerys, essentially traded as a down payment on the army that would allow Viserys to invade Westeros, was utterly terrified. Destiny is revealed at Vast Dothraki. After her forced marriage, Daenerys travelled with Drogo's Khalazar to Vast Dothraki, the only city built by the nomadic tribes. On the trek, she fell in love with not only Drogo, but her new people as well. By the time Daenerys rode through the Horse Gate, and stood before the Dothraki crones, she was carrying Drogo's son. In a prophetic ceremony, the ancient women saw power in the young girl's future. She would give birth to the King of Kings, the stallion who mounts the world. Viserys, enraged at the attention his sister was receiving, demanded Drogo to give him the crown he was promised. Drogo agreed, and killed the young prince with a crown of molten gold. Death at the village of the Liazarine. While the pregnant Daenerys travelled the grasslands of the Dothraki Sea, she became increasingly aware of the Khalazar's brutality. Witness to the Dothraki raids of weaker races, Daenerys realized that the army she hoped to lead to reclaim her throne would come at the cost of innocent lives. Defending his wife's honor, when a blood rider disrespected her, Khal Drogo sustained a superficial wound to his chest that ultimately festered. Attempting to save him, Daenerys struck a deal with the witch Miri, but her dark magic did nothing except preserve Drogo in a mindless state, at the cost of his unborn son's life. Enraged, Daenerys gave Drogo the mercy of death. She bound Miri to his funeral pyre, and as the flames consumed the treacherous witch, Daenerys stepped into the conflagration carrying her dragon eggs. The next morning, she emerged from the ashes untouched, with 3 newly hatched dragons at her side. A deadly road to Qarth. Daenerys survived the flames that hatched her dragons, and escaped the perils the Dothraki Sea posed to widowed Khaleesi. But entering the vast red waste proved equally treacherous. The hobbled remains of her army marched across the arid land, and it wasn't long before they began to hunger and die. Out of options, Daenerys chose to gamble with the lives of her trusted blood riders, sending 3 men in opposite directions to search for civilization. Only one rider returned alive, and he led the caravan to Qarth, a merchant city on Slavis Bay, that provides yet another culture shock, and a taste of the politics and intrigue a queen must learn to play. This is the journey that Daenerys Targaryen has travelled so far. Don't miss the final part of her journey on the Game of Thrones series.